Hello everyone. I've been asked to help out a bit with stem and leaf diagrams. Now, I am happy to try to make a video on pretty much any maths topic, as long as someone's emailed me, and I think I can make a good video. If I get loads and loads of requests, obviously I won't be able to do them all, but so far the list of requests has been quite small. So this student has asked for some help on stem and leaf diagrams. And so what I'm going to do is actually start by looking at Hegarty task 431, which is stem and leaf diagrams 2. Now, it might seem a bit strange that I might want to start with that one instead of stem and leaf diagrams 1, but I think it makes more sense to explain what a stem and leaf diagram is by taking some numbers, some data, and then putting them into the stem and leaf diagram. So I can explain what a stem and leaf diagram is that way. And so I'm literally just going to do the quiz, or rather just do one question, and through that try to explain what a stem and leaf diagram is. So let's first of all let's read the question and write down some stuff, right? So we've got a list. So someone's collected some data, and they've recorded the speeds of 16 cars through the use of a speed camera. And these 16 cars, they were doing a range of speeds past this speed camera. So we've got 16 cars. So this is just we've collected some data. What sort of things could we do? Well, we could make a chart. We could work out the mean. We can do all that kind of thing, right? Now, one thing you can be asked to do in an exam is draw a stem and leaf diagram or interpret a stem and leaf diagram. This is something to do with data, and you need to know about it. So anyway, we've got 16 cars, and they were doing speeds in kilometers per hour, and here they are. So they were 30, 34, 54, 21, 21, 56, 30, 40, 39, 58, 57, 33, 41, 54, 50, 27. Right. So a lot of things to do with data we need to put the numbers in order. Okay, so we wouldn't need to put the numbers in order if we were doing the mean, for example. And we could get away without putting them in order if we wanted to work out the mode, even though it is easier if they're in order because you can see a group of numbers. We will need to put them in order to work out the median, and once they're in order, we can basically do anything with them. They need to be in order for a stem and leaf diagram, so you need to put them in order, and that's kind of the annoying part, and it's something where you can actually really quite easily make a silly mistake. So you need to put them in order. And you'll want to do you want to double check. So we started with 16 numbers, we'll want 16 numbers at the end, right? So I guess it goes 21, 21, 30, 30, 33, 34, 39, 40, 41. I've missed out 27, so let me put that in there. See what I mean? Really easy to make a silly mistake. You need to be very careful. It's one of the easiest things to do, especially I mean, imagine if there were 30 numbers. All of it gets a lot harder just by there being more numbers. Anyway, so where are we up to? We've just done 41, and now I think it's just 50, 54, 54, 57, 58. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I'm missing 56. So there you go. So now they're in order. I could do things like work out the range. So I'll do 58 take away 21. I could work out the median by sort of crossing them off and going to the middle. There'll be two numbers in the middle, so I would go halfway between them. In this question, though, we want to draw a stem and leaf diagram. So this is a type of way of visually presenting the data. And what it has is a stem and some leaves. Now, obviously, it doesn't look exactly like a real plant. Obviously, it's just got numbers in it. But it is supposed to be to represent that. So what you do is you draw a straight line going down. And on one side, you've got the stem. And when I'm drawing just a one-sided stem and leaf diagram, it is normal that the stem is on the left. And then on the right, I've got the leaves. The stem is like the main part, the most significant part. If you removed the stem from a plant, well, the plant is dead. If you remove some of the leaves, it's not good, but it's not as significant as the stem, right? So the stem is the more significant part, and that actually plays directly into this. If I asked you what's the most significant digit out for all of these numbers, I'm hopeful that you would all answer with the tens, right? The tens digit is more significant than the units. So in this question, all of these numbers are in the tens. And even if it was most of them were in the tens, we would pick the tens to be the stem. Okay, so I'm going to pick the stem to be the tens because these are all in the tens. If, for example, these were numbers like 2.1, 2.1, 2.7, 3, 3, 3.3, 3.4, etc. Right? If it wasn't like these numbers, but they were all 10 times smaller, then the stem would be the units, and then the leaves would be the tenths column. But in this question, the stem is the tens, and the leaves are the units. So that's really important to recognize. And I'm just going to check. Yeah, this is what I did before. You see, I actually made a mistake in an earlier video, which is this is actually take 2. So hopefully hopefully I don't make any more silly mistakes. Make sure I keep the microphone close to me as well. Anyway, so we've got the stem, we've got the leaves. Now, how does this work? So let me draw it now over here. Got that nice straight line. Now the stem, you have a look at the smallest, in this situation, tens number. And you have a look, which is 20, which is a 2 for a 20. And you look at the biggest one, which is a 5 for a 50. And then you fill those in going down there. Except I don't write 20. I just write 2. This 2 here is actually representing 20. So it goes 2, 3, 4, and it goes up to 5, right? It goes from 2 up to 5. Even if we didn't have some 30s or 40s, which I know we do in this question, but even if we didn't, we would still need to put them in, okay? There can't be any gaps here, okay? These have to go up an equal amount each time. So it's going 20, 30, 40, 50. So that's how you do the stem. So hopefully I've explained that fairly reasonably, okay? So the smallest tens number was a 2, which was it's really 20. The biggest one is a 5, which is a 50. So it's going from 20 to 50. And how I represent that on a stem and leaf diagram is I'm going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, really meaning 20, 30, 40, 50. If it was 11 up to 99, it would be 1, 2, 3 going up to 9. Okay, but because it's just 2 to 5, it's going to be a bit smaller. So that's the tens, that's the stem done, right? We've done the stem. How we now do the leaves or for the units is every single one of these numbers is actually going to be represented in this stem and leaf diagram, and each of the individual units digits are going to be an individual leaf. So for example, this 21, let's start with this 21. It is the first number. So 21, I'm going to write it as 21. So it's 21. So that's that one. There's another 21. So I'm going to have to do that as well. So that's 21. And this is how you start to write it. So this is not an 11. And it's not even just a 1. it's a 21, a 21, then there'll be a 27. Now we'll go to the next one down, which will be 30. So I must put a 0 there for 30. Then there's another 30. Then there's a 33 and a 34 and a 39. And then there's a 40, a 41. Now, if you'll notice, you might notice that I'm trying to keep this nice and evenly spaced out. I shouldn't squash these up, or I shouldn't like expand these out. These all need to be lined up. So this 1, then this 0, then this 0, this 1, then this 0, then this 1. It needs to be nice and evenly spaced out. Otherwise, you wouldn't get full marks. And then finally, what have I got? I've got 50, 54, 54, 56, 57, and I'm going to have to cheat slightly because really I've run out of space, but I'm going to squeeze it in there, 58. So let's just check again exactly what this means. This picture here really means 21, 21, 27, 30, 30, 33, 34, 39, 40, 41, 50, 54, 54, 56, 57, 58. And now there's some nice things you can do to check you haven't made any silly mistakes, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 numbers. The biggest one is 58. The smallest one is 21. I could work out the range. If I wanted to do something like work out the median, I could just cross them off like this. And that's actually, I think, something that we'll do in one of the other tasks. But anyway, this is what a stem and leaf diagram looks like. There is one thing missing that I wouldn't get full marks if I left it like this. It needs a key. Because you have to tell the person looking at it, you have to tell them what this represents, because without a key, this could mean 2,100, 2,100, 2,700. It could mean 2.1, 2.1, 2.7, 3.0, 3.0, 3.3. Without a key, you don't know exactly how big these numbers really are. You don't know what this 2 and this 3 and this 4 and this 5 are really representing. So what you do is you just basically put a little bit of stem, pretty much pick 2 random numbers to go either side, and you just need to, I know there's not actually a 25 in the numbers, but this is just my key, right? So I can pick anything. So what in this situation does this represent? So it means, in this situation, 25. And even more specifically, it was a speed in kilometers per hour. So it means 25 kilometers per hour. You could pick any numbers here. You could pick, what is it in the Hegarty task? 3 and then a 4, so it would be 34, right? So let's have a look now at the actual question, what the possible answers were. So I think it goes 2117. So is it not? It's this one, right? This is the only one that it can be. So I'm going to click it, and there you go. So that's how you take a bunch of numbers and make a stem and leaf diagram out of it. Now I will show you one more. But I'm just going to basically now do another example. So if you're quite happy with what you've just seen, you could probably end the video there. Don't forget to leave a like. Obviously, this is something I need to be asking for. But anyway, the number of emails Colin receives each day is shown below. And so we've got some numbers that are in the hundreds, but also some numbers that are in the tens. And so we're not sure exactly what our stem should represent. But if we think about it, we do not want, our leaves need to be single digits. Our leaves need to be single digits. So if I've got numbers like 124, it's the 4 that's going to have to be the leaf. It's the 4 that's going to have to be the leaf. Which means in the stem, I'm going to have to put the number 12. And that's really going to represent 12 tens. So let me show you what this one's going to look like. First of all, we need to put them in order. So, and again, I'll probably make a silly mistake, won't I? But looks like it goes 87, 93, 94, 95, 96, 100, 104, 105, 116, 119, 123, 124, 131, 132. So let's just double check. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 numbers, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I must have missed some. I got. Oh, there's 2 105s. There's 2 105s, and there's 2 124s. So it's quite annoying that like part of one of the hardest things to do is just literally to put them in order. But anyway, clearly something I need to work on. Right, so there we go. I've got my numbers in order, and I know that I'm going to have to again do the tens and the units. Now in this situation, the smallest 10 is an 8. So this is 8 tens. Suppose 80. That's 87. So it's 8. Then the most number of tens is 13 tens, which is 130. So it goes 8 tens, 9 tens, 10 tens, 11 tens, 12 tens, 13 tens. So it's really counting the number of tens. It's starting with 8 tens and going up to 13 tens. So there we go, done that part. And then I just start filling it in. So 87, 93, 94, 95, 96, 100, 104, 105, and then remember there's another 105, 116, 119, 123, 124, 124. So you must remember that you have to put, if there's multiple copies, you need to put them all in. You know, if there were 7 of them, you need to put all 7 in. And then 131, 132. So that's my stem and leaf diagram. Of course I need a key, so I'll just make a random one up. Let's do this. That would mean what? 17 emails, right? It was emails that Colin gets. So, you know, as I say, it doesn't really matter what you put for your key, as long as you put the correct representation. So let's see which one the answer is. So it starts with an 8 and a 7, and then I think it's this one, and then 104 emails. So I click that and get it right. Right, I'm going to end this video here, and I'll make a second video that basically talks about how we can how if I give you a stem and leaf diagram, how you can interpret it. Don't forget to leave a like, and if you have any questions, you can leave them as a comment. I'm moderating the comments, so that's one option that you have. Another option, of course, is to send me an email. Now, if there are any topics or any specific questions that you have, do feel free to get in touch. I can't promise I'll always be able to make a video. I'm obviously quite busy, but I'll certainly try. Right, I'll see you in the next video.